Welcome to the lecture of Computer Integrated Manufacturing in Automobile Industry. I am Milan Trivedi, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. In today's lecture, we are going to start with a new chapter, that is a group technology and CAPP. Talking about a group technology, it is a kind of philosophy which is used in a manufacturing practice. Normally, this technology or philosophy is used in order to enhance the production, especially in the case of batch production. So let us understand in detail about the group technology. Group technology, as I told, it is the manufacturing philosophy in which the similar parts are identified and grouped together to take the advantage of their similarities either in the design or in the production, right? So what we are actually doing is, if the company is manufacturing n number of different products, then the similar products which is having the design similarities or maybe having a manufacturing similarities, this kind of products are being grouped together into a single group, right? Similar parts are arranged or they are identified as a part families, where each part family possesses either similar design or the manufacturing characteristics. For example, if a plant is actually producing a 10,000 different manufacturing parts, right? So out of that, in that 10,000 parts, we can make at least 30 to 40 part families, right, which may be having a similar design capability or maybe having a similar manufacturing process path, right? With the help of that, we can actually reduce the manufacturing lead time. This is our ultimate aim of group technology. Now let us understand with respect to the different layouts which is used in the case of workshop, right? Normally, we are having this kind of process based layout in which if we are using this particular or manufacturing this particular 4 different parts, then in our manufacturing facility, we are having the arrangement of different machines which is used for either turning, milling, drilling, grinding. These are the machines arrangement, right? Now what will happen is, if one part has been produced, right, we had done the turning operation, then it is required to do the milling operation. So we are just traveling that particular part inside the factory to the milling machine. Then we are doing drilling on that. So the process path of that particular part has been increased, right? Of all the 4 parts, if the company is manufacturing, then the process path will increase. But instead of this grouping the particular object and as per the group we are arranging the machine, then the manufacturing time will be saved a lot, right? So these 4 parts are being manufactured, then the process which has been required on the particular part, according to that we are arranging the machines. Say for example, we are having this turning, milling, drilling, grinding. So according to that we are arranging the 4 machines. If the second machine is requiring again this 4 operations, for that we are arranging dedicated machines for that, right? For the third part we are arranging same particular machines for it, right? In the fourth part also we are arranging the machines in the same way, and the similar particular process required, that kind of part will be kept under this part family, right? If company is manufacturing not only this 4 parts, if the company is manufacturing is, let's say, 10 parts, so what we will do, out of that 10 part, if some of the part is requiring the manufacturing process in this same sequence as of second part, then that particular part would be a part family of the group 2, right? This is how the part families are being grouped together. Now coming to the implementation of group technology in any of the manufacturing industry, there actually lies a major tasks. The first one is actually the identification of the part families. If the plant is actually, let's say, manufacturing 10,000 different parts, then reviewing the design of all the particular part, we need to actually segregate that different components into a similar part families, right? Then according to the part families, we need to rearrange the production machines into cells, right? The if let's say 40 different part families are being formed out of 10,000 components, so we need to have that different 40 manufacturing cells for that, and each and every manufacturing cells, there will be a specific way of arrangement of the machines as per the requirement of the part family. Now let us understand how to just identify that these are actually the similar parts or these are the member of same part family, right? We are having the 4 basic techniques for that. The first one is actually the visual inspection. Just by observing a part, we can identify that this part looks similar, right? right? Or the manufacturing process in order to produce that part may be similar, right? So the visual inspection is actually the least sophisticated, because some of the times we may get the idea, if the part is more complicated then we may not get the idea, right? So that problem may lies, right? Actually it involves a classification of parts into families by looking either at their physical parts or the photographs and arranging them into groups having similar features, right? Second is actually the composite part method, in which we are actually making a hypothetical part, right? Say for example, if the company is manufacturing this seven different units, right? Then we will just assume this hypothetical part. This is last one, which is actually the combination of all these seven different parts. So company is actually required to make only this particular product itself, and they can cut seven different parts from it, right? So the manufacturing process for this particular seven different objects will remain same, right? On a single lathe we can process this kind of part, right? So this is the actually advantage of composite part method. The third one is a production flow analysis. In the case of the production flow analysis, we are producing this production flow charts, in which we are just naming the different parts, as well as we are giving the name to the different machines. Then what we need to do is, say for example, this is part number 4, which require machine, let's say 5279. Second part is requiring the machine 5267. Sixth number part is requiring this machine number 5679. Likewise, this 381597. These are the different parts which require the different machines. This flow chart we prepare, and there are certain mathematical models and algorithms. One technique is, that is a rank order clustering technique, through which we can actually analyze the different part families, right? The fourth technique is the classification and the coding technique. Classification of parts refers to the actually grouping of parts on the basis of essential features of the parts, right? We are classifying the material that this will be categorized in the same part. And in some of the companies, in majority of the companies nowadays, we are giving a code pattern, right? From the coding itself, we will come to know that these are similar part family members, right? We will learn about that coding technique in detail. So let us understand how these parts are being classified. First is actually the system based on the part design attributes. Either their design is similar. Second is based on either the manufacturing attributes, maybe manufacturing processes similar, or maybe based on both the design and manufacturing attributes, right? Coming to the coding part, we are having three basic techniques in order to code the particular part. The first one is a hierarchical order. According to hierarchy, right? And suppose this is a code which is given 32XX. Now we are just making a data. Say for example, 321. 1 is mentioned as a third digit, then it is actually suggesting to do the mechanical operation, right? If 2 is there, then it is suggesting to do the hydraulic operation. If third code is there, then it is suggesting some electrical work, right? After that, the fourth digit actually indicating maybe this values, that if 1 is been mentioned, then it is rotational. If 2 is, then it is prismatic, right? Here also, if 323, 1 is there, then it is for the power, 2 is for transmission, 3 is for receiving. So what does actually this entire story means is that each and every particular value will be given specific meaning, right? According to that the code would be mentioned on the particular part. So from the reading the code itself, you will get the idea about the detail of your part. Say for example, if you are a student of GTU, right, you are given a enrollment number, right? The enrollment number is having a specific meaning. From that we can collect the data, such as in which branch you are studying, in which college you are studying, in which batch you had taken the admission in GTU, right? So we are gathering that data just from your enrollment itself. So in a similar way, from this hierarchical code, we can get the data about the particular part. The second is actually the chain type, right? We are forming a chain. From first is having a certain meaning, second is having a certain meaning, likewise. If the code is given of this 9 digit, then the first value is indicating material. If the material is been specified, then we need to think about what will be the shape of the material. Then once we are clear about shape, then we are going more in more detail that what will be the length to diameter ratio, what will be the different machining operations, if the additional holes are required or not, what is the major and the minor dimensions, what will be the tolerance, and at what category of service finish we require, right? So from the particular code itself, we are getting the basic idea about the particular part. The third and the widely used coding technique is a hybrid code system. Basically, we are having a specific techniques for that. Some of there are Optis code, MI code, code system, right? In our curriculum, we need to learn about the Optis code, which we will continue in our next lecture. We are keeping up to this in our today's lecture.